Welcome Pokemon Go trainers, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I am featuring a very entertaining battle submitted by our friend, and he's running a very rare Pokemon which is Shadow Alolan Marowak. So let me know in the comment section how many of you have Shadow Alolan Marowak evolved with the legacy move Shadow Bone, and team along with it is Superior and the Ludicolo. So do watch the video till end, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. And let's move towards the first opponent. Let's see what the first opponent has for us. And it's a good lead Ferrothorn. So we're going to stay here and they're going to dip into Toxapex. We don't have direct answer for the Toxapex. So I think we are going to chip them with a Bone Club and try to make them bit low before dipping into other Pokemon. And they are not going to shield. Maybe we are trying to catch. No, actually we failed to catch here. So we are going to shield this. Maybe my friend has something else planned. So we shielded the brine and we are going to continue to farm up. Maybe we'll generate back to back, but before that we have to eat this brine, and we are going to shield this because this is very glassy Pokemon. I think we might have survived it. So we are going to go for another blown club, and this is going to knock out if they don't shield. Let's see what happens. Actually they survive with 1 HP, but one more fire spin was enough to knock them out. And here comes the another poison typing Tentacruel. So we are going to go for another Bone Club. We have almost back to back. So this might grab the shield. The reason why we are not dipping into other Pokemon because we have Grass type at the back which is weak to poison typing. And we go for another Bone Club. This time they shielded. Maybe we are trying to catch, but unfortunately we failed to catch here. And this time he's running Razor Leaf. He told me that in few matches he's running Razor Leaf. Later he changed to Bubble, and actually luckily they are not running Blizzard, they are running Acid Spray. Here comes the Ferrothorn. We can go for Ice Beam. Luckily this will help the Superior and the Marowak to knock the Ferrothorn out of the way. So we are going to go for Ice Beam. Look at the damage, more than half of the health is gone. And I think we should be coming with Superior because Marowak is in a range where one Power Whip will be enough. So we are going to wait for full switch timer, and there is no charge move which is threatening by the Ferrothorn and the Tentacruel as well. So even though we are shieldless, we can win the match. And they go for the Mirror Shot, and might be they are running Power Whip Mirror Shot. So this is fine. So they are going to go for another Mirror Shot, which is good, not doing that much to the tanky Pokemon. And here comes the Tentacruel. I think he is going to go for Acid Spray to debuff us, and we can just farm them down. And yes, we do, and we have a chance to clear our debuff with our Shadow Marowak, and opponent decide to top left. So good game, we won the first match. Let's move towards the next opponent, a scary lead. This time we have a Shadow Charizard, and they are not running Fire Spin, they are running Dragon Breath, which is going to put a lot of pressure on Alolan Marowak. So he can sweep the entire team. This is definitely a Dragon Claw, we can survive, but still it did a lot. And for some reason we did a simultaneous swap, and we are going to do a lot of damage with the Razor Leaf. And they are going to throw here, this could be a Hyper Fang. We can easily no shield, and we can just farm them down. Hopefully we can reach a Scald to threaten the shield against the Charizard. And do we reach? And unfortunately Dragon Breed damage was so much that we are unable to reach that. We are going to go for this Bone Club bait. Let's see. And I think Bone Club should be enough because Charizard is very fragile. So going for the second one, luckily we got the second one. If this grabs the final shield, then it will be a very good situation for us. And actually they don't shield, and here they come with the Whimsy. I don't think opponent has a win con. We can reach 3 aerial ace and we have 2 shield advantage. So I think this looks very winnable for us. And this does a super effective damage. All we have to do is generate back to back aerial ace to knock them out. And here we are not shielding, and I think we are doing shield flex. So let's see. Now they may go for Seed Bomb, but opponent realized there is no win con. We can reach back to back aerial ace, and is going to surrender. So moving towards the next opponent, it's a Jumpluff in the lead. So it's a good lead, but at the same time acrobatics hits very hard, and we are in a shadow form. So that's why they dip into other Pokemon. This is a Morpeko. We are going to go for Bone Club, and then we can dip into Superior. And they shield, obviously they will shield this. We are now dipping into Superior. This could be an Aura Will, which is going to boost up the attack of Morpeko. And yes, it is. So it does a decent amount of damage. I think Frenzy Plant should be enough to knock them out. and we are going to go for this immediately. This might grab the final shield, and let's see what happens here. And yes, they give up the final shield, which is good. And now let's see what they are going to go. And just before we reach the frenzy plant, they are going to throw. So here we might shield. Actually, we get the call, we get the psychic fang call, correct. And we are going to reach frenzy. No, actually they throw another psychic fang. So this time we are shielding just to make the opponent misalign with the switch and the shield advantage. And let's see, we can reach the frenzy, and this is going to enough to knock out the Morpeko. And let's see what is going to come with. Definitely he will come with jump bluff. So let's see, and we are going to reach the air relays to do some chip damage. Also we have shield advantage, so let's see what is going to happen here. And we have very healthy back Pokemons, so let's see. We are going to come with our Alolan Marowak, and Fire Spin are going to do a lot of damage. And this could be an acrobatics. This is going to do a lot of damage, and look at the damage. Almost 80% health is gone, and he might try to catch here, and we are going to shield this time. This could be energy ball. So we shielded this. Even though it's resisted, it would have just knocked us out. And we get the farm down, and let's see what the final Pokemon is. And it's a Gavantula. Luckily we shielded our Marowak because back Pokemon is weak. And we are going to go for Shadow Bone, and hopefully we reach Bone Club. And yes, we do. One more Fire Spin was required, and Alolan Marowak is just going to close out the game with the Bone Club, and we are going to secure the win. So good game. We won this match with the perfect energy management and the shield decisions. So let's move towards the next opponent. Talonflame in the lead. This is kind of a core breaker to us, so we are going to try to win this. Let's see what happens. We are going to bait first with the Bone Club, and they'll win the charge attack priority, which is fly, I believe. So we are going to shield, and yes, we do shield here. So we can go for the Bone Club. This might grab the shield, and if they don't shield, then we are in worse situation. But luckily we grab the shield, and here comes the Quagsire. Actually here he made a mistake. He should have swapped out into Ludicolo, because Ludicolo could have just farmed them down with a Razor Leaf, and we could have saved energy, which is called for the Talonflame. And we are going to overfarm and go for the frenzy. This is going to be enough to knock out the Quagsire, and our switch timer is not going to get up easily. And let's see what happens. But opponent is giving us a winning opportunity by waiting for the switch timer. In this situation you should not be waiting for the switch timer, as we have a good matchup. And we are going to go for a relays. This is going to put our clock up, and we can come with our Marowak and snipe them. This might grab the final shield, which will be very good for us. Let's hope we grab it. And yes, we do. And here comes the Gastrodon. So I think this looks winnable to us, and we are going to put them in a range where we can just farm them down. This Bone Club is going to just help us, and hopefully we can Razor Leaf them down, and they are going to throw a move. This could be a Body Slam. Definitely they are not going to go for Earth Power, which is resisted, and they are going to go for Body Slam. But this Razor Leaf just melted the Gastrodon. But unfortunate part is this Talonflame has lot of energy, so let's hope he doesn't reach another fly. So we are going to shield the first one. If he reach another one, then there is a difficulty to win this. And they reach it, and now it's all up to Superior if it can tank those Incinerate comfortably to reach the air relays. So Superior tanking those Incinerate damage, and with the 1 HP, I think if this Incinerate sneaks through, it is going to knock out. But it is not going to sneak, as we are going to knock them out with the air relays, knocking out Fire type with the Grass type and securing the win. So let's move towards the next opponent, and we have a Shadow Typhlosion. This is also kind of a core breaker, but we have a Bone Club coverage, and we can go for it immediately. But the Thunder Punch is going to do a lot as well. So definitely they are going to give up the shields. We get the first shield, and they are going to throw a Thunder Punch, and I think we are going to let the first one go through. And yes, we survive it better, but I think they can shield once more time, and they are going to just farm us down with the Incinerate and have some energy. So definitely they are going to shield this, and we are going to come with Ludicolo, and this time we are running Bubble, which is good for us. So we are going to shield this move. This Thunder Punch is going to do a lot of damage, especially from the Shadow Typhlosion. It's very scary, and unfortunate part is they have back to back, so we are going to double shield it. So let's see what happens here. And here comes the Ferrothorn. and we are going to go for ice beam. This is going to put them below half health, and let's see what happens. I think we might try to catch or dip into superior immediately. So he's thinking of catching here and he gets the catch. If this is a thunder, then it will be a very good catch. Riddler is very expert in catching. So yes, it's not very effective thunder. So we are going to stay here, and they also stay. So this tells me something at the back is weak to grass typing. So we reach the aerial ace, but we lose the charge attack priority. Was it CMP? No, actually it wasn't the CMP. We have generated back-to-back aerial ace. So we are going to go for the first one, and next one will be enough to knock out the Ferrothorn. And let's see what the final Pokemon is. And actually they were trying to catch. They knew that we have back-to-back, but we were very attentive. We are going to go for this Frenzy Plant on the Credele, and let's see what happens. And we come back with a Ludicolo, as we can reach the Ice Beam and knock them out. And opponent is in a troubling situation. This Ice Beam is definitely enough to knock out the Credele, and later we can bubble down, I think. Even though it's a power whip, it is not going to be enough, but later we can just farm them down with the superior, or maybe we can reach aerial ace so that we can secure the win with the superior. Here comes the superior, and it looks very healthy for the Ferrothorn. It's not going to reach double power whip before we reach the aerial ace. We go for the power whip, but unfortunately it is not enough. We are going to go for aerial ace, and this is going to knock out the Ferrothorn, and we are going to secure the win. So good game, we won this match, and let's move towards the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent has for us. And we are moving towards the next opponent. It's a Alolan Marowak versus Credele. He can do super effective damage with the rock slide, and let's see, this time we are going to catch. So they throw here, so definitely we can let the first one go through because it is not going to knock out, but still it took 70% of the health, and I think we can go for Shadow Bone. This is going to hurt a lot to the Credele if they don't shield. Let's see what happens, and they are going to shield. We throw one more fast move and we catch the rock slide, another savage catch, and we catch it on the superior, a very tanky Pokemon. And let's see, and they are not dipping, so this tells me they are weak to superior as well, and they are throwing another rock slide. So let's see what happens. We are not shielding, so I think Frenzy Plant should be enough, but we are very careful for the catch. So this Frenzy is going to knock out the Credele if they don't shield, and high chance they are not going to shield this. So let's see what is going to come up. Maybe a water type, and he's thinking, he's waiting for switch timer. No, actually it's a Ferrothorn. So we are going to go for aerial ace. It will do neutral damage, and our switch timer is up. I think we can dip into other Pokemon, and yes we do. And we are trying to snipe, but unfortunately they caught it. We did a over farm here, and opponent caught the Bone Club on the Quagsire, and it all depends on what Quagsire is running, and unfortunately we were unable to click the Bone Club. So I think we will come with Ludicolo and just farm them down, and this is not enough for the Stone Age, I believe. So let's see what they are going to throw. Maybe an Aqua Tail. It is double resisted because of water and grass typing. So I can see our win con is to just farm them down and call our shield calls correctly. So let's see, and actually they are not running Stone Age, which is very good for us. So we are going to continuously farm down, and they come with Ferrothorn to snipe us, but we have 2 shield advantage, so we are going to shield everything. This was a power whip. We are going to go for Ice Beam. This is going to one shot them if they don't shield. Let's see what happens. And they are not shielding for some reason. Actually it didn't one shot, but still one more bubble was enough, and we can reach Scald. This is going to knock out if they don't shield, or it will grab the final shield, but opponent realized there is no win con left, so he's going to no shield, and we are going to secure the win. So let's move towards the next opponent. Again a Credele lead, so we are going to stay. I think we are going to do the same thing. We will take the first rock slide and catch the second one, and this time opponent overfarm a lot, and they allow us to throw the Shadow Bone first. So let's see what happens. This time they shield, and they are going to throw the rock slide, so definitely we can survive it. So easy no shield, as we have seen. And this time they are baiting. Actually they went a bait for grass knot for some reason, and we catch it, and we get another catch on our tanky Pokemon, which is superior. Actually they are not running rock slide, I believe, and here comes the Typhlosion, and this is very bad for us. So we are going to go for neutral aerial. So I think we can reach another one. Let's hope we can reach it. So we are going to go for a release. They don't shield. Hopefully we can reach one more. And yes, we do. So this is going to put them very low. If we get the shield, then it will be very good for us. And let's see, we are going to come with Ludicolo. And hopefully this bubble beam should be enough to knock out. And we are going to shield this. And this was a Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, they survive with 1 HP and they throw the move. So definitely we are going to give up both the shield. And let's see if Cradle returns. Actually, they come with Shadow Wick. And we are going to full send the Ice Beam. This will one shot if they don't shield. So they have to shield. And let's see what happens. And for some reason, opponent is not shielding. Maybe he wants to close out the game with Cradle. So this could be a Grass Knot and it is going to be enough to knock out the Ludicolo. And this is fine. All we have to do is generate back-to-back Bone Club before throwing. One for the shield. And definitely they have a charge move ready. But the unfortunate part for the opponent is we win the charge attack priority. And yes, we do. So this was CMP tie which Alolan Marowak wins. And this Bone Club is going to be enough to knock out the win. And we are going to secure the win. So good game. Let's move towards the final match of this video. And the final match we have Dream Lead Abomasnow, but the unfortunate part is there is a Araquanid which can sweep the entire team. So we are going to chip and dip, I think. So this was a charge attack priority on the bubble beam. So we are going to go for Shadow Bone, doing decent amount of damage, and I don't think we should be shielding this because we can survive it. This is very crap move, bubble beam. Didn't do that much. This is fine. We are going to come with Ludicolo and we are going to farm them down. Maybe we can throw a Scald and it is not very effective, but still we don't have any charge move which threatens the Araquanid. We go for the Scald and we should be shielding this move. This is enough for the Bug Buzz. It will one shot us and we don't want Superior to face the Abomasnow. And yes, it was a Bug Buzz. Very good call. And I think we can reach an Ice Beam for the Abomasnow, and this Ice Beam will be doing a neutral amount of damage because Abomasnow is part grass typing. Half of the damage is done, which is good, but they have energy head start. Coming back to Marowak, and they are going to throw, this could be a Weather Ball or maybe an Icy Wind, doing neutral damage, and they are going to dip into another Core Breaker bug typing Pokemon. So this time also we are going to throw the Shadow Bone, but I think we lose the charge attack priority and it was a Aerial Ace. We thought that this could be an Axe Caesar. So this Shadow Bone is going to do a lot of damage if they don't shield. This time they are going to shield this, and now we have to be very careful for the catch. Aerial Ace is going to do super effective damage because they are bug typing and we have only one shield left. So we are not going to shield this Aerial Ace. We survived it. And this is going to grab the final shield. Now we have to be very attentive. He might try to catch on Abomasnow. Actually, opponent does a mistake. He dips into Abomasnow immediately. But we can shield this move. This is Weather Ball. And I think Frenzy Plant should be enough to knock out. We shouldn't be going for the Aerial Ace, which is non-stab move. Stab Frenzy Plant should be enough to knock out the Golisopod. And we are going to secure the win. And yes, this Frenzy is enough. So they had kind of a core breaker at the back, but still we flipped it. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you do, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel.